Good afternoon. This is Dr. Bill White with the American Orthodontic Society, and I want to talk to you about finding the real cause of the pain in this person that I'm going to talk to you about. Ran the computers for American Airlines and all the mess that would be, and I thought this be such a strainful job. This had to be the reason he was having so much pain, but I was fooled. Now you can have half a dozen reasons for pain when they come in. You can locate it. If it's a TMJ pain, though, you'll find it up here, and I should have looked up there and felt where he's having the pain, and then that can cause other pain. Of course, he could have had a TMJ pain and also a stressful pain too. You can have all that, so you have to kind of deal with people and figure out what is going wrong. So anyway, let's get started on it. He was a fine gentleman, and he opened his mouth, or he opened it, and I looked in there, and that's 1993. I think it was 92 when we actually started or got to see him, and I didn't start it till 93. So anyway, we'll go into it. It's a terrible deep bite. You don't see anything of his lower teeth at all, and you look back here and you've got a nearly class 1 case right here, and then it's class 2, division 2 up there, and you got a bicuspid completely crowded out right here, and you'll be surprised what opening the bite, and that jaw just moved forward on its own. We didn't have to wear any elastics or anything, and once we got his jaw forward, the pain just went away, even though he was working this stressful job. So I missed it there. That wasn't a bad miss, though. And we're going to come in and let me show you the other side of the mouth. It's almost exactly the same. The bicuspid has a little more room over here, but this is class 2. That cuspid ought to be out in there. And when we get through, the jaw has moved forward. These teeth have gone down. These raised them up, and we had plenty of room for that to happen in there. So you can do this too. Now you can open anybody's bite. I have never seen anybody we couldn't open their bite for them. Whether you opened it and kept the skeletal bite closed and open the dental bite by itself, you can do all of this. If you study these things, you can figure this out. Now I may be talking to people that have been in orthodontics for years, and I have no idea, and I have to make it where people can understand it, and I appreciate it. All right, these 2 bicuspids, you see, most people would want to extract those to get them out and bring this up from the back. But we knew that if you went down with this is off the cord here, these teeth would go forward. As you open a bite, they kind of flare out like that. Now when they get to the space you need, you got to tie the archwire back so it won't spread anymore. Now watch this happen as it goes through. Okay, here's the case started, and then show you in the mouth, and this is the teeth he had these porcelain crowns. And by the way, porcelain is just like a wet rock, and you're just grinding your teeth on them like that. And his jaw wanted to come forward, so he was grinding his teeth. I've never seen anybody that had them ground off this far. Now they look like chisels or something here. He has ground them down to a sharp edge right here, and even in where the nerve was, but the nerve receded past the teeth. The teeth weren't bothering anything. We had to figure out a way to get force on this to force these down, and the only way I could know was just we had bands for them. We put these bands around the teeth, banded them, and then filled all this in with composite. You can see it in just a minute how we did that, and that allowed us to get a hold of them, and also that made a kind of a bite plate in there, so we could open the bite even faster. So there the teeth are ground off like that, and that's they're ground further than I've ever seen like that. All right, here we put this stuff in. We banded the teeth, and we put a intruding wire on this and an intruding wire on this right here. We've got videos on intruding arches so you can see how it works. And the force that pushes these up right here will push the molar down. The thing that pushes this down will push the molar up. You'll have exactly the same force back here as you have up here, but the occlusion saves you in here. As the molar tends to rise, your person biting down pushes the molar down while these go up. And this single wire, you put all of this stuff on the day one when you start, other than you put separators in a few days before. But when you start the orthodontics, you put all of this on. I mean, every bit of it. So from day one, you start leveling this bite out. And I'm honest to God, I've never seen one we couldn't open the bite, and you will be able to if you'll just do this thing. So let's go on to another one, and that's 93. All right, so we have this opening, and this little wire is coming along here, and the little soft wire kind of does them this way and twists them, and also expands and contracts, and you tie it back, and there's just a lot of things the small flexible wire does in there, and you can use this twisted wire or about an 016 night wire. You can do the same thing with. Now there these intruding wires are picking that up, and I just did a video on intruding, so if you want to look at it, you can see exactly how to build that and how to make it. Now watch this. As this goes down, it comes forward, and the jaw comes forward, and it still has room for these teeth to come in, and the jaw move forward. It seemed like you get somebody trapped back there, and you open it up, and it'll go out. I've even had them go out so far I had to use some class 3 elastics on the case to finish it. Now that doesn't happen very often, but they want to get that jaw out, and that gets the condyle away from this retrodiscal tissue, and that's where the pain was coming from. And I was wrong thinking the stress, or it could have been a stress and the tooth problem. But as soon as we got him open, the pain went away. And that's what happens. About 90% of these TMJ cases, the jaw is just pushing backward on that retrodiscal tissue, and it's sore. You can touch it up here, and you put them in a forward splint and bring their jaw forward, and most of them will get over it, the big percentage of them. And then sometimes you can let them go back a little bit. It heals up and gets strong. So, but most of the time you need to do their orthodontics and put their teeth together properly in the position where the jaw is. All right, here we go, and let's don't get too complicated here, scare everybody off of this. Now this heavy wire you see is pushing down on this, and it looks like a rat, little mouse trap or something. That spring is pushing that down. Now this little fending wire in here's lining things up and opening the space and all this as we go down. All right, here it is. This is 12 of 93, and when we started here, these teeth were down here somewhere. You couldn't even see the bottom teeth. And the guy that we were that referred him to me saw this. He came in the office. Well, he took this off and crowned all these teeth right in there. That was before I was quite ready for it, but it worked out. Now the cuspid is back into a class 1 relationship, and we'll show this a little better later on here. He didn't torque those enough. I mean, reverse torque and bring them straight up and down. Now here is this lower jaw, and you see those bicuspids that were crowded out, and you would think they didn't have room. Now this one's still going to come out some more. This one will go in when we finish, as we finish the case. But that's already happened, and the pain went away as soon as I got the jaw opened up. And so I misgauged it, and so I just thought the pain had to be caused. If I had to work the computers in American Airlines, I would have more pain than that. But anyway, he's must be a pretty sharp guy, that. All right, there he is with these crowns in his mouth, and they're forward of that. And I think I saw him a few years after I got the last pictures here. I think he had these upper front teeth crowned with some nice looking crowns on them, and the upper arches expanded out and up too, and you can see where it was there. And here's the upper. We had to put a retainer in there to hold that, and put a little bite plate on it to keep it from going down. And this is, remember, this cuspid now was over here, and it moved back there. So the jaw actually moved up to where the cuspid was, and then we lined that up. Now, this looks like a impossible case to do, but if you know how to open bites and try to move them around, you see now, he wears his retainer, you see that? Right here. I would fuss at him if he didn't, because he's going to hold it there for a good while. Now there's the lower arch. Everything's lined up, you see, going around like this. These are new crowns in there, and these teeth are in there, and there's, well, that's this one up here, and they have plenty of room. And I made a lower retainer just in case. I was a little afraid that they might try to squeeze back out at first, so he won't have to wear it too long. Now this is 95. This, after we finished it, it started really in 92, and then in 93, and 3 months in 93, he came in to actually get going with this stuff. And so in 96 of 95, he's finished out there. It may have finished him a little before that. And you can flip back on those if you want to see them. Now the lower arch looks like this now. He had these little terrible gold crowns redone, I see. And anyway, it's a most gratifying thing to be able to take somebody that's just really in pain, and he's having to take so much medication he could hardly do his work, and you can come in and fix that, and you can do something. And I would bet you that today, I'm sure he's retired, this is a long time ago now, but I'll bet you he is still out of pain, and the jaw would be still out there. Now that is a gratifying thing to me, and I'm not telling you this to encourage all of you to be dentists or orthodontist, but if you're an orthodontist, or if you're a dentist, or if you're a person with this kind of problem and you're having pain with it, if the guy you're going to for your dental work doesn't do it, get somebody else that will, or show him the video and let him learn how to do it, or whatever. So anyway, I'll show you some other pictures. There's where we're in 93, and there it is in 98. And there's 92, actually, is we started in 93, and there's 98. And there's 92, and there's 98. Let's go back and look where that cuspid was, and then as you come in, it's coming just about like that. Now this is a gratifying thing, and I wanted to pass this information on to as many people that are doing orthodontics or want to have orthodontics done. I don't know where on earth this is going, how much you know about it or not, but this is the way I dealt with a deep bite case, and it came out well, and this is something that's very gratifying. That's 98, 93, 98. No extractions, anything in there. And let me go back here. This is the best part to leave on. He's happy. He's over this problem. He's not taking medication, and he is able to do this stressful job without a problem. I thank you for watching, and I hope you'll subscribe to our channel. And I'm going to say goodbye for the time being, and I hope I live to come back again. So bye-bye. I'll see you.